Hope I'm ready. Oh, I think I'm live. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Today is Thursday, October 13th, and I'm Jeanette Collins, and you're with Stampin' to Connect. You're in my craft room, which is, this is a temporary place where I'm using my dining room. But enough about that. Today, I want to make a card with you, and hopefully you saw the supply list that I left on my Facebook page. And if not, you can go back and look at it and then make the card. So today we are going to be using the Penguin Place stamp and the punch. It's right here. And let me put you down so we can get started because I will talk too much, I'm sure. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. I'm going to switch. There we go. Now you can see Penguin Place, this cute little stamp set that came out last year that you can make scenes with. This is a like a snow bank right there. And of course you can put different things on him. So this little stamp is still available in our mini catalog, and I can show you exactly where. And put it down over here. And the punch builder is also available, and it may go away. We don't know if it's going to be in our new catalog or not. So Penguin Builder, but it's a great, great little punch so that you can build that penguin or make different characters. Now, this is our mini catalog. If you do not have one, please contact me at my blog, stampin'toconnect.com. And I have a place where you can go in there and say hello. Now, this is the set right here in the mini catalog. It says Penguin Place, and you can see how it's 28 photopolymer stamps, and the stamp and the punch builder is back here in the back of the catalog. It's catalog at a glance where they have all the papers and stuff. It's right here. So this is where you can find it if you don't have it, because it's so fun. I've made several cards, and today we're going to be working on something like this. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I hope you're going to enjoy it. I've got two different versions here. You can play with different papers, and I'm going to give you some suggestions of some things that you can do. Okay. And as you can see in this card, we've got the beautiful contour dies, and it's the scalloped contours. And for both of these, I use the large framed die and the second the second largest frame die. And these are so wonderful to have. So if you don't have that, that's something you might want to go look for. It is in our annual catalog. Now, last year during celebration, we had a giveaway that you could, if you spent $50 or more, you could get the penguin paper for free. So if you have this, I want you to turn your papers over and look at these on the back, because one of my cards is made with this little dot. And you can also use, I was really contemplating whether we use this, and I think I have a piece cut just to show you how it could work. So don't be afraid to use these back pieces. It makes your card beautiful, and they're made that way to use however you please, and for any other cards. All right, now to make these cards, you can see I have that background. On this one, I used a Christmas paper background and the reds. I mean, who doesn't love that? It's just adorable. So that's why I said grab your Christmas papers, the back side maybe, and find the smallest pattern that you can. And I like the white background since I was using the white frames. And then this one is the fresh freesia used with the penguin paper backside. So if you have that, you can definitely use any of those colors to tie in, for your penguin. And then we have our penguin to put together. So let's get started. What I used to make my penguin was my stamparatus. And on the front here, not only do I have my penguin on there, he's on this side. Let me show you without hitting the camera. I've done it before. Okay, so I have the penguin on this side of the door, the acrylic door, and when I put it down, it's going to stamp him. But I also have the little pieces. This is the little gift, and I think this is a gift bag, which I just make it into a box. And this is the, oh, you can barely see it. This is the little hat and the bow. But when we use it, we'll be flipping our acrylic plate door, and then we will be able to stamp these pieces. Now you can see how they're going to stamp, and this penguin is on the top of my door. So that's why one of the reasons that this stamparatus is so awesome to use. But don't be disappointed that you can't do the card today, because you can, even if you don't have a stamparatus. I will show that to you too. Okay, so I'm going to put can you see everything? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is stamp up my little penguin. Okay, keep this from going. Okay, and I'm going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad. Just stamp him up. Oh, my other little pieces are grabbing. And the reason why I like to use my stamparatus for something like this is so that if I don't get him dark enough, I can do another coat, and then he will be a lot darker. See, right now he's got like a little white showing behind, and if you were stamping, that's maybe what you would get, but you couldn't go any darker. It would be really hard unless you're just really good at placing your stamp over the image you just did. Okay, so I'm stamping him again. All right, let me put this away. Got him down here. Now, I do have another tool that I use. Woohoo! Come on. I have this little tool, which is my little Debbie, that I push down on because it's just easier than using my hands. Okay, so there we go. Now look how crisp and dark he is now. So he's ready to go. So I'm going to take him, and we can punch him out. Okay, and before I do that, I'm going to turn my my acrylic door over so I can start stamping the other. The thing is, you have to put it straight up, and I've got my camera right above me, so that's why it looks like I'm struggling a little bit, because I don't want to smash my camera. All right, now that we have our penguin, let's go ahead and get him cut out. Now, this is the penguin builder. Like I said, it's in the mini catalog. You just flip that. Oh, dearie, look. How in the world? Well, we got to cut it down a little bit. Let's cut it down, and I'm going to cut it down on this side because he needs to go in that way. You know this if you've worked with punches before, but maybe you haven't, so that's why I'm explaining it. Okay, I've got it all narrowed down, so I can just push him in, and we can line him up where it looks like it's even all the way around. And I kind of slowly close it because it will help hold it in place before I actually punch. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, I've got it ready. I'm holding it, and I'm going to turn it around and then punch it out. And that's all that's to it. Okay, let me get all these other little pieces of paper away. Okay. Bring my trash basket over. And we have our penguin. There he is. Now he still needs some parts, so we're going to just set him aside. Now I want to go ahead and stamp some of the, did I do it wrong? Yep. We want to stamp some of the little presents and the bow and the hat. So let me grab another little piece of paper. Here we go. And put it in my stamparatus. And I said in the directions that you will need several colors of the little present, the little basket, I call it a present, and the hat and the bow. That's what I'm using here. Put these on, help hold the card down. And so now when I turn this over, you can see I've got the hat, the little bow. This is the present, and this is the basket, or the bag. But I'm going to cut it and use it as a little present. Okay, so I'm going to remove him because we're done with him anyway. All right, and I said let's use different colors. I'm using the Stampin' Up! In colors that are in right now, which is Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, and the Orchid Oasis. So we're going to use all three to stamp these little pieces. And it's not hard. It's just you have to be careful that you don't get your ink everywhere. I'd like to use the very edge of my stamp pad to get these little things. And sometimes it does look like I'm hitting I am getting some ink on the door, which is okay. It won't mess up my images, or it won't mess up my door. Okay, I've got all four of them inked up. Let's press it down. And this is the Parakeet Party. Now, you can see that they're just a little light, and they've got the little white little bubbles in it. So let's do it again. This is the way you can get it very, very, just a good solid coverage, is using a stamparatus, which is a positioning tool. Okay. Now that's wonderful. You can still see the little bow. Everything is just popping out really clear. And what I've been doing is I take my little rag, I wipe off the door, and I wipe off my little stamps that are on the door. And now I'm going to stamp them in another color. And what I've been doing is just turning my paper. Okay. Let's see where they're going to fall. I always look at it first. Look at that. They missed the ones I've done, so that's perfect. And let's do Sweet Sorbet. Okay, this is the red color. And again, I do that. And here we go. Close it. Press. And wow, those almost came out perfect. The little hat and the bow look perfect. I think I'm going to leave them. I think they're really, really pretty like that. So we can move on to the next color, which would be our Orchid Oasis. We'll turn the card. We got to wipe the door and woohoo, and the stamps. I have people ask me what this is. This is an old, I use it as a little rag, but it was an old, they call them frogs. My son played baseball, and they would put those frog things around their necks when they got really, really hot, and it kept them cool. And I just cut them up, and I use them as my little rags. So, because he's no longer playing baseball. He went through his whole career, through college and everything, playing and loved it. Okay, now where's this one going to fall? Okay, so this little hat's too close to that present. So what I'm going to do is just move the hat up a little bit, and we're good. See? Okay, so now let's do the Orchid Oasis. And we will have those little packages and the hats, and then we can choose whatever we want to choose for our card. So this makes it nice and fast. And of course, if you're fast with and can cover real well with just the block, go for it. I mean, that's, ooh, I gotta close this one too. Here we go. Close it. I could use this, but they're so tiny, they don't need a lot of pressure. Okay, it's got a little bit of dots, so let me go one more time. And this should be it. Now, what I did for my cards is like I made several of these cards with all the colors. And then I went and fussy cut all the little packages out. These are really fast. And like I said, I cut them like I just cut it into a little box present because I don't think it really matters. Look how dark and nice. Yay. Okay, so we have that done. Hope you're enjoying seeing the Stamparatus in practice, because this is how we can do it. And then the other way, of course, we can turn our card over. Now, right now, what I would be doing is cutting all of these apart. Okay, so I would probably just cut it this way, cut this one out, and then cut around very closely. Or you can leave a little white edge. Either one's fine. And since they're just little, straight edges, it's easy to do. The only one that's a little more tedious I think, is the hat. But it goes fast. So you can cut a lot of these out. If you want to do a lot of blues, you can turn your paper and do a lot of blues as you turn. Now see how I'm cutting that little handle off, and I'm just making this a box. And there it is. So there's the little box without the handle. So yeah, I'm not going to do all of them online because I've got some ready. Didn't want to waste that time, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to cut them out and fast. Okay, so you can do that when you're watching baseball because it's the playoffs. All right, now the other thing I wanted to show you is that if you didn't want to use the Stamparatus, we can put these on a block. Show how quick it is. You can put all of the little things on one block, like so. And put them fairly close together. And put this away. So I've shown you how to use the Stamparatus. Let me get the pad that goes under for the photopolymer. Okay, here's my paper I'm going to stamp on. And I'm going to ink this up. Let's use the blue because this is the Orchid Oasis. This is my favorite color this year. You can just tap, look at it. You can see how much you've put on there. You can continue to tap, maybe move your stamp up and down. Now, I've hit the corner, but that's okay. I just won't touch it. And so this is I'm going to do it one time and just hope I have it as dark as I can. And what it is what it is. Okay. So you take your block and you have all 4 of them on there and stamp. And kind of, I like to hold it down and rub at the top and let the ink transfer into the paper, and voila. Now, not a perfect one. This one's actually pretty good. And of course, these 2 are very good, but it's okay. And if you wanted to stamp another bow, you could do it by itself. But I think that's pretty good for just a block stamp. And then I would do all the colors. Like I could do several of the blue and just keep going on my paper. And so that's very fast too. All right. And then you would do the next color. So that's how I use my Stamparatus and my blocks to stamp the little images. All right. And then they get fussy cut, which means you cut them out by hand. All right. I'm going to put this away and put this away. And let's start with the card now. I think what I did is I got different things we could use. Okay, we have our little penguin. He still needs his little feet and his beak done, and we'll get that done. Here I have a white piece of card. This is the card itself. Okay, A2 size, and I have a red. Now, if we were doing the red, which it's kind of like this one. You have the red card base, and then I did white, and then I did red again. Let me show you this red one right here, just so you know how to play with this paper. I went through my stash, and I was like, I need a close enough red to, this is real red cardstock. And I pulled this paper, which is out of our assortment pack, I think. It may be another group. It's this one where you have the big plaid, and then you have the small plaid. This is what I used to cut my second, the smaller scallop die. And then I had to make a decision. Well, what am I going to use in the center? Because I needed him to pop. I didn't want to put him just on a solid color. So I went looking, and you can use these papers from our Christmas pack that's in our annual catalog, in the mini catalog now, and these work perfectly. And here's, all you need is something that has a white background or very light and a small image. Okay, so these work for the center. And then I was talking about that other piece, this one that made with the other scallop die. I went to these and looked at them, and I'm like, well, you're only going to see that little bit. So really, this may be too light. It kind of tends to have a little orange in it. And I turned it over, and of course we can't use that. But these reds blend. So I would, if I were looking for a paper and I didn't have one to make my second scallop, I would use one of these papers. Okay, and they're from our Christmas pack that's in the mini catalog. My goodness, trying to get that out. All right, so we can do the red, and there's a different way we can do the red. We could start with the white instead of the red and put a white scallop. Let's try that. I have some scallops already cut out. I need to poke out some of these little things. Let's see. Here we go. I didn't do it because I die cut more than one at a time, and so sometimes it leaves these little doodads that you have to poke out. And we want to poke them out because it's very pretty. Kind of gives that extra interest. Okay, this is real live making a card. The steps you have to do, kind of the things that you have to think about, the papers that you have to decide on, go look on. It doesn't have to be perfect, just needs to be similar colors. So we could do the white on white like that, or we could put even this down and then put the white on the white. That would look good. And then we could go with a, let's see, the smaller scallop die is here, and it could be popped up. And then we could put, I kind of like the way I did it before though. Let's see, the white, and it could be white on white, and then put the color on there. Either this, and then, of course, we don't have to do it that way. We can use the red. the red. I kind of like the red because it makes this scallop so pretty. And we can use the white on white and then put the color. That would look really good. And then put him on, Let's do that. I'm going to play with him just like this. Now I need to get my cutter because this needs to be placed in the center of this because this has a little dot perforation. So let's get that paper cut and I'll tell you the measurement. Okay, Mr. Penguin, you're going on the card in just a second. Let's see. Let me get my trimmer. Woo, it's tight here. And we're going to need to cut, sorry for the light glare right there. We're going to need to cut our centerpiece at 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. So this piece will be 2. And so the eighths, you count by, if you start at 2, you go 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. We're at the half mark because 4/8 is a half. And then the next one is 5/8 right there. And we can cut it. Okay. And now let's do the 3 7/8, which would be the one right before the 4. Now it's not the one right before, it's the longer one. Okay, 7/8. And there we go. So we've got the red. We've got the white scallop, and we can put another white on top and put this in between. Now see, that looks nice too, especially if we lift this up. So let's get these glued down. I have a tickle in my throat. Oh no, let me get some water. Excuse me. How many minutes have I gone? I've already gone 27 minutes. Okay, let's see. And if it's too long, I'll do it again. Okay, here we go. Whee! Put some glue on that one. And I only put it on the back, not on the little ruffled things. They will kind of pop up a little bit on their own. Okay, and this one's very easy to place on the card. Woo, it slipped. That's what happens sometimes, because that's what you want that glue to do, so you can move it around. Okay, we have him on straight now. And let's do dimensionals for this white piece. But first, before we do that, let's glue on this piece. You see how it fits just right inside those dots? And I know there's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. Now, this is that Christmas paper. The goal I had was just to build a scene with using my contour dies and different papers and trying to put something different together. Okay, let's glue that on. And now we'll get our dimensionals and put a few dimensionals on the corners. One in the middle, and the others in the corners. And pick those off. Woohoo. Okay, let's see what this is going to look like. I think it's going to be very pretty. I like white on white, and that's why I'm doing this. And you can see that with the white background, it just looks bright. Look at that. See? So don't be afraid to do something like this with it white on white and using a different paper. So find a paper again that has a small image, that like a repeated image like the candy canes, and a light background. A white especially is so good. All right, now let's build our little scene. We've got to put a beak, and his feet on, and I'm using Mambo. It's not Mambo, it's Mango. All right. And I have my little beak on this little, I have my feet here and my beak here. So we'll open it up. I'll get my stamp pad. Okay. Up there. And this will be really easy. Okay, the feet first. So just, can you see what I'm doing? Yep. Feet first. And we'll put him here. And I'm going to look down just a little bit and see if I can make sure the feet are in place. I'm not sure because I'm not right over, but it's okay. It's okay. It's pretty good. And then the little beak. And the little beak, let's stamp it up. So tiny. And we're going to make it touch this part, this little part of his face, and it'll look better. Okay. There. So we got him ready. That's all that's to that. We can put that away. And let's put him, we can put him on here. But I think what we're going to need to do is think about what we want to do. Now, before I put that snowdrift on it, and it just looks funny to me on the printed paper. So I'm going to leave it off this time. And I may tilt him like he's having fun. And we're going to put his hat on. So let me get my little pieces. All the little pieces I cut earlier today. Right here. These are the ones I fussy cut. And you can see I had a couple more that I didn't. And I think we should put, now we could put the blue hat just to make it stand out. Like so. That's cute. And put a blue tie on him. I think it makes it stand out. If I put red, it's going to start blending in too much. So let's go with the blue. And I think what I need to do is I'm going to glue him flat. Okay, so let's put him on so we can start building our little scene. Come on. Ta-da. I'm going to put him just a little bit at an angle so that he looks like he's happy and fun. And okay, I'm going to get my reverse tweezers because it'll be easier to put the glue on it. There. Put the glue on. The back of the hat doesn't take much because really it's just the bottom that's going to hit his head. So cute. Okay, here's his hat. And let's get his little bow on. Okay. Turn this a little bit so I can get his bow on. Right there. Okay, he's precious. And then what I was trying to do is to put the presents under him, like put a couple in his hands, like he's, so happy to be carrying his packages. Like I was thinking, I used an opposite color too. See, so I used the bright blue, and this is the Parakeet Party. And even though the greens don't match, it's just so bright and cute. So that's why I used this color on my packages. And I'm going to put this package probably close under him. So he's like sitting on it. Okay. And this one, I think I'm going to put it on a small dimensional. Put it there. And let's do a couple more. Let's put a red one under him. But this one I'm going to glue. So it'll look like this, like it's tucked under and that he's sitting on it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to tuck it under. And he's sitting on the red one. And now let's add some more. We're going to add a couple of these little, I call them just blue packages since I cut the handle off. I didn't know how to use the little handle. I guess you would put it, oh, you know what? We could even put it in his hand. I guess that's why the handle, but that was too much for me to yeah. Let's put one in his hand right there. Okay. And if you wanted to, you could do another. Yeah, see that? But that's hard to cut out for me, I think. I guess people can stamp it straight on, but then it's going to blend in right here. So that's why I didn't do that. All right, well, let's keep going. I think we can put another blue one, put a blue package over here. Let's turn it. Okay, so there it's a little different. That looks good. And then I think I'm just going to keep working them down. So it looks like he's standing on a mound of packages and having fun. Okay, put this one here. So he's carrying the two blues. Boop. Okay. Move it down just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and let's keep building. Let's see, I need another, I'm going to put a red on this side. And most of these can go flat now. And kind of tuck it under there. And let's get a green one. And tuck it maybe over here. We can put it now. Let's go here. Okay. Let's get a blue one. There's another blue one. Isn't that cute? And we can do a couple more. Let's see. Let's go red on this side. Now I could lift one up. Yeah, let's lift this one up. I want to put it on one-dimensional. No rhyme or reason, just having fun, putting the packages under him. And then we'll put the sentiment on and we'll be done. Okay, let's turn this one more like this. Kind of, yeah. And let's do another green. We'll make it flat right under. So cute. Okay, let me turn this one a little bit more. There we go. You have a little minute, a second to kind of turn when you put a glue, you know, when you glue one down. I don't have very many of these. Put this one at the bottom, right here. Woo! Right at the edge. So we have made a stack of the presents that he's on top of. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not going to work. I'm going to take this one off just for a second. Put this one on the edge and put this one back on. There. Oops. There. Get back on there. Oh, guess I need another glue dot. Glue dot. And down to the wire on my glue dots. It's okay. Where did you go? There it is. Let's put it right there again. There. And probably one more over here. Let's do, should I do another red package? No. Maybe a little red box. That's what I call these. The little square ones. A little box. Gotta get it under there. Okay. Put it here. I forget that they're clamps, tweezers. Okay, that's good. It doesn't matter that that's not. It has the idea of that he's standing on the boxes and the presents. I think that's so cute. Actually, he's not standing, he's sitting, right? And we need a sentiment. And for the sentiment, I'm just going to use Season's Greetings and stamp it on a little piece of paper, if I can find one. Hey, we can use it on this. Yeah, the one I stamped on earlier. So let me get my stamping pad again. And I have my sentiment here on this little block again. And because it's so bright and cheery, I think I'm going to go with the blue again because that really pops out. The Parakeet Party may not read as well as what I'm thinking. So let's just try the blue again, which is the Orchid Oasis. Where did you go? Okay, here they all are. And here's my little stamp. Let's go to the stamp this time. I mean, to the ink pad. Too hard to hold and try to get this stamped up. All right. I'm going to put it toward the bottom. And up. Uh-oh. So I've got a little, what do they call those? Halos? That means I pressed too hard. So I'm going to wipe it off and try again. Okay. I like to rub it with my finger. Just make sure it's dry. Okay, I've got it stamped, inked up. Okay, again. Now this time I'm not pressing as hard. And up. Yay, it's perfect. All right, so that's really good. Wipe this off just real quick and set it down. Close my stamp pad. And I got a little ink on me, but that's okay. And we're just going to cut this out with scissors. I'm going to use my little sharp scissors to cut it out. And actually, let's see. I'm going to go right above. Can you see what I'm doing? But right above the words. And then come here. You know what? I'm going to go at an angle just so it's not showing that I can't cut straight. Let's see. And the same thing here. I'm going to make it an angle. There. And then when we put this, we can put this up here on dimensionals and it will be done. Oh. So this one is coming out very Christmassy, and it's a great card to send out. I think it's very cute. Season's Greetings. But you could also just put, you know, hello on here and let somebody know that you're thinking of them. So that's, you can put hello and then, you know, thinking of you on the inside. doesn't have to be a Christmas card. There. And with it lifting up with the dimensional, it just makes it look so great. See, and I even like to push these up a little bit, especially since it's white on white, which I like. Okay. And now see what you think. Which one do you like better? Do you like the one we made today, or do you like the one I made yesterday? You see, the only difference is that I've got the red coming through on the second die. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same. I did the packages a little different because you're going to do them differently every time. So let me know in the comments which one you like. I appreciate you being here. This has been so fun for me, and hopefully you'll make a card that is similar. And I may come back. I'm here by myself today, so it's very quiet in the house, and do the other card as well. I think that would be fun. It's fun for me. So thanks for being here. Make sure you go to my blog, stampin'to.com. Go to my shop if you don't have this set. And the shop is right here. Put that down. It's JeanetteCollins.stampin'up.net. And I have a host code at the top. So use that when you're checking out. They'll ask for a host code. If you use that host code at the top, I would greatly appreciate it. If you leave a comment and share, I will send you one of these cards. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll see you maybe later. Thank you. Have a great day.